Good morning, everybody. Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic here for the ones who don't know me. Thank you for joining me. As always, it's nice to see you. Chilling, hanging out. I know it's late for what I normally do, but hey, I had stuff I had to do this morning, so running around getting things done. Just being the typical madman I am. How's everyone? Hope your weekend was well. Good afternoon, buddy. What's happening? It's uh, it's 11:26. It's good morning, man. We're still in the morning. Good morning, Brian. How are you, man? Yeah, God. Don't get me started. Yeah, I know. What's up, James? How are you, buddy? I fucking love you, man. And yeah, believe me, there were a lot of memes going around with that ref in there. A lot. And, funny part is, I've actually had a couple of individuals, man, my hair. I've actually had a couple of individuals who were Pats fans, but even they honestly said they just couldn't take it at the end of the year. And they literally stopped watching that team. Man, my hair is just fucking wash my hair, can't do a thing with it. Ah. But literally, they said that they couldn't take it anymore. You know, hey, to each his own. I've been a lifelong Bills fan for as long as I can recall. However, if my guys, hey, you know, my guys do something wrong, I'm going to call them out. And, a lot of people really have gotten just kind of pissed off. I mean, rightfully so. But it is what it is. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. That's the whole thing. You know. I mean, it's football. But I just don't understand. Like sometimes it seems like such blatantness to bend over backwards for any particular team. You rock, brother. YouTube simulcast of today's uh, concentrates and oops and coffee. Yeah, shit. I mean, hey, man. Again, I've been following the Buffalo Bills since before they did their Super Bowl runs. So yeah, I mean, hey, you like a team, you like a team. That's cool. I mean, that's the great thing about football. I mean, shit. Even with us having kids, what we did was we let them pick the teams that they wanted to follow. We never pushed. We never said, hey, Buffalo, hey, hey, or she wasn't like Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh. We let the kids, we let them choose who they wanted. Absolutely, absolutely, and it was fantastic because at one point we had five different teams going on in his house, so it definitely made football weekends fucking awesome. All of us breaking each other's balls. Got that up over there. Create a studio. Actually, smoking on some more of that head cracker concentrate. That stuff is just so fucking nice. I went to the dispensary. That was one part of my running around today, and one of the reasons why I was late. I went over there and I grabbed a bunch of stuff for upcoming tests. I've got 4 shatters, I've got the live resin, and I've got a bud, and I've got some other stuff. Just off the top of my head, I don't care for the life of me remember what the fuck it was. But yeah. Well, what's going on, Alexa? How are you? Thanks for joining us over there, Facebook Land. Nice to see you as always. Well, you're seeing me, so it's nice to be obscene. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I've always liked it when they've done a nice squish. Sweetness, sweetness. Nothing wrong with that description. Nothing wrong with that at all. Fucking dog has got a set of jowls on him, boy. I'm serious, man. You hear that stance when he shakes. Cane Corso, they can't help it. No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, he is pretty pretty big and goofy as I'm talking about it, and he's literally pushing up my hand over here. There's the camera, buddy, right there. Here's the camera. Here, I'll give you your moment. Here you go. Here you go. See? There you go. There you go. There's the camera time for my boy. Look at that face. Yeah. Okay. You got your camera time. Thank you. So do we. So do I. He's one of my boys. As now the head is on the ground and his butt is now up where his head just was. You're adorable, buddy. Hello, my rock rock. Hello, my rock rock. What's up, my boy? You got your camera time. You got your camera time. You got your close up. Yes, you did. uh, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I love the Brindle. Oh, hell yeah. No, of course. Of course, what dog does not like the butt scratch? I mean, come on. Yeah, he's a giant freaking baby, man, is what he is. He's awesome, but he's a giant baby. He is, for sure. Oh man, that's funny you say that because I literally just packed up myself, so same thing. Right now, I'm pumping on some Diamond Valley OG. Cheers, man. Alexa, you're quiet over there. You just chilling out today. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us today. Nice to see you as always. That's what I didn't do was grab myself some water. I'm gonna have to do that. And say it worked out well for you that you were just getting up, and I'm just getting on late today. Yeah, I'm busy running around like I told them. Grabbed a bunch of stuff this morning from the dispensary, so got to have a bunch of tests coming up. Four different shatters. I still can't remember all the stuff. It was shatters, some bud, some of the live rising, and I think that yeah, there's something else in there too. It'll come to me. So yeah, currently puffing on some of the Diamond Valley OG flour and some of the head cracker. Some more of that. I mean, that stuff is just so choice. The other day, Diamond Valley OG. It's one of the ones I actually did not too long ago. Let's see. Yeah, Veraplant Carica. It's Diamond Valley OG. Hello, Rock. Yeah, I liked the bud, so of course I did a little revisit. Howdy, howdy. How are you? What's going on? Howdy, howdy, Stephanie. How are you over there, Facebook Land? Thanks for joining us. As always, it's nice to see you. Stephanie, Alexa, Budrich, James, Sin, and Lipstick. Stephanie. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. Rock, come on. We're not playing this game. Nope. Nope. You already had your camera time. You're not going to push in front of me. I'm glad to hear that everything went well with the furnace. I mean, again, you said it was only 3 years old, so very nice. Yeah, doggy tries to take push for time, camera time. Hi, bud. Hi. Yes, I love you. Oh, fantastic. Glad. Good. Hello, Wendy. How are you? Thanks for joining us over there at Facebook Land. Wendy, Stephanie, Alexa, everybody. Wendy, Stephanie, Alexa. So nothing major with it. Just something easy or. Yep. Again, them jowls just make that wubba wubba. Well, I mean, I know you said that's only a couple of years old. How old is the tank? Is it oil fire or propane? Okay, it's propane. Huh. Literally just could have been crap that gets caught up in the particles that get caught up in the propane jets. Yeah, no. No, let's not talk about things blowing up. Let's literally sometimes it just you get crap that kind of catches in those things. Seriously, guys? Uh, okay. All right. Well, see, again, it kind of worked out well. I mean, good. I'm glad your weekend overall went good. Yeah, I was busy all morning. I was running around doing stuff. Hello, Scott. How are you? Everybody, Scott, everybody. Huh? Glad to hear you're busy. Busy means being productive, so this is a good thing. Uh, Dab time. Smoke him if you got him. Excuse me. Cheers, bud. Cheers, all. to get myself water. I'm going to go grab a glass. I'll be right back on. All right. There we go. What's going on, Eric? Thanks for joining us over there, Facebook land. What is the good word for today? Eric, Wendy, Stephanie, Alexa, everybody. Alexa, Stephanie, Wendy, Eric. Much better. I like that head cracker, but boy, it definitely, deserves its name. It's good, but you got to stay hydrated. What's happening, Tony? How are you, buddy? Facebook's kind of jumping over there now. Not much, man, not much. Chilling, hanging out, the usual. Having some coffee, enjoying some cannabis and some concentrates and some conversation with everybody. It's pretty awesome. Again, got both streams going. Got Facebook on the one, got YouTube going on the other. Speaking of, how are the streams doing today? So far, so good. What is the good word, Tony? How are you, my friend? What do we got here? The fuck out of here. Man, that's always nice. All right, that's pretty cool. I just reached in my pocket and went to pull something out, and it's just folded up piece of paper. Inside the piece of paper, I'm finding money I didn't realize I had. That's always nice. Score! Hell yeah. Got me wanting to check my other pockets. That Phillies game was freaking crazy yesterday, to be honest with you, man. You're definitely right. Like, I mean, kudos to him, definitely. Holy shit. Didn't see that coming. Not a freaking deficit like that. Yeah. I mean, seriously. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I really thought, I mean, to be quite honest, I really thought and predicted Philly winning. I did not see it going such a huge lead and such, like just commandeering the game, basically. I mean, just what the heck happened to Minnesota? I mean, where'd they go? Uh-huh. No doubt. I couldn't. just still can't believe it. Okay. My prediction as to what should happen, or my prediction as to what, things are probably going to be leaned on the side of a particular team that we all know about. Hmm. Now, again, if we get the Philly that we just saw, if we get the people on that field playing together as a team like they just did, I I could see Philly taking it by like 14. That's what I was saying before, Bud. Seriously, it's like my prediction is to the way I think it's going to go because of, they're going to play some good smash mouth football. You know, well, I saw another picture too. I wonder if it's the same one. It was a row of refs, and it showed Brady down on his knees in front of the row of refs. It said before the game above it. I was dying. I was fucking dying. I literally, I was drinking the first time that this picture came up on my screen, and I literally spit some of my soda out. But yeah, no, I did see that one picture. I honestly saw that one. That really was shared a lot. I saw the picture shared a lot of the ref with the team, all smiley, smiling, happy. And I mean, again, okay, you know what? It's your team. You like them. What? Cool. Fine. Great. Yeah. Again, I find it so hard and disheartening that certain things have simply been allowed that have not been allowed with other teams. Calls have been overturned. Actually, you could probably just copy and Google search "ref smiling patch" and it'll come. What you just posted there. But yeah, I mean, just certain things. I've found it very, you know, again, it's concerning, disheartening, upsetting, and not even for myself, not for other teams that were being played, but even for, again, fans and followers, of coffee, of one, people that are just have been watching this past season, been watching these seasons, Yeah. Hey man, again, got nothing but love for you, baby. You know that. But I mean, hey, people can say whatever they want about my Bills. I mean, that's cool. Not everybody has to like my team. Not everybody likes every team. I mean, it is what it is. You're awesome. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, fuck. I can't say it. I really couldn't say enough about my Bills for finally breaking free of 17, almost 8 exactly. Exactly. It's football. It's part and parcel of making it what it is and what makes it such a great game. It really does. I enjoy this stuff, you know? But yeah, like I was saying, fuck, my team finally, 17, almost 18 years, broke that broke that spell and showed, instead of playing like a bunch of good players, instead of having a bunch of individuals running on a team, shining and showing off what they can do, which is, I mean, it's okay, but you're not you're not going to come together the way you should unless you play as a team. And it's exactly what they've been doing. So, for that, I give them all the credit in the world. Got into the playoffs. Again, all the credit in the world. You know, next year we'll be back. definitely we're gonna be, another team to reckon. Absolutely. Yeah. Shit. Here, let's talk about something that I know everybody can agree upon. The fact that they finally turned the shit around and are letting them celebrate after scoring. For that whole time where they were, up, flag, undue celebration, up, flag, taunting the other team, up, flag, up, flag. And it's like, really? It's not taunting the team. It's being happy because the motherfucker just ran 86 yards down the field and scored a touchdown. you know? I mean, shit, you gotta let them have fun with it. You gotta let them fucking get up there and go, yeah, man, I just did that. Yeah, and let everybody else do it too, because that's what pushes them to go. To go. That's what pushes them to do what they're doing. I tried to say to go in there, like mixed together. Exactly. 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 And dude, James, you're absolutely right. It is total bullshit. I'm so happy that they are letting them do the celebrations. And you got to give it to some of these guys. They're getting pretty damn creative. I mean, they were held back, so now it's just like, oh my God, we got to do this. Exactly, man. And it is fun. It is fun, for sure. You know? I mean, come on. You got like certain things that one team started that others have taken on because it's just a great thing to get everybody involved. The Lambo Leap. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It initially started in Lambeau. It was them going up to their fans and woo, yeah, and celebrating it. That is such a cool thing that it spawned other like-minded teams doing the same thing. So yeah, exactly. Let them fucking do it. These people are paying good money, and even if they're not, even if they're there free, these people are there to support these individuals. Isn't it part and parcel of what it's about? You push your players to go to do the best they can. Your players are there because of what you do and are there for you because without you, they're just dudes running around on a football field slapping each other's ass. Not that there's anything wrong with that. No. But seriously, you know, hell yeah. I don't care who's your team. Seriously, it's like fuck it, hey man, support them and support them well. There you go. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, who's refing the refs exactly? The bad part is how many times we hear after a game, the NFL comes out and says, you know what, during such and such a game, a bad call was made. Well, okay, you're acknowledging the fact that something was done wrong, but it doesn't change it in the end. It doesn't change the outcome. It doesn't change the stats. It doesn't change what happens. Yeah, yeah, you know. Yep. Hell yeah. It's going to be a good game. I really foresee it being a good game. Overall, you know, yes, exactly. There you go. You and I were just basically saying it again at the same time. uh, where's my torch? Uh-huh. Strike three. Uh oh. There we go. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. One, two, three strikes. Yeah, it just had me thinking the Bugs Bunny cartoon. Go from football to baseball. Boston Red Sox fan here. Longtime fan before they won, before they broke their curse. I guess it's just a thing for me and underdogs. Cool. 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 My wife's a diehard Yankees fan. She has a Yankees tattoo on one leg. She has a Steelers tattoo on the other leg. So, oh yeah, that's awesome. Excuse me. Shoot. One second. All right. There we go. Back when they were building the stadium, it's understandable too. But back when Red Sox were doing the new stadium, there was a thing that you could do that you could participate in, and it was a brick program, like basically buy a brick type of deal, and you could put little sayings on them or put whatever you wanted on them. You would get a brick, and you would get a copy of what you did. And my heart goes out to you both. Absolutely. I lost my mom over this past year, so I do feel. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's one of the reasons why I live my life through the way I do, because she was always very happy to see us do what we did. You know. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. She was always happy to see her kids happy and doing what we wanted to do in life. I mean, it was our life, so we live it for them. You know. So yeah, one of the things I did though was put some money into those bricks for the Boston Red Sox. I'm so sorry to hear that, James. I'm seriously going to send out some you know positive vibes for sure. Mm. Like waiting to hear results, waiting to know what's going on is one of the worst parts there is too. Absolutely. Hey, George, thanks for joining us over there, Facebook Land. Everybody, George, everybody. Mm. Just one of the worst ravages there is out there. Absolutely. Truly, just sending positive thoughts and healing to everyone. Mm. They've been working, and yes, there are things out there, and there's stuff, and I mean, yes, with all these pharmaceuticals and all these different medicines that come out, hoping that something will eventually work. I mean, it's one of the hardest things when you say to someone, having to say to someone that you've got to maintain hope, and you know we see the way things are advancing in leaps and bounds in medicine, 100%. So absolutely, absolutely, and that again was going to be one of the things I was going to bring up was they've seen so much advancements, and the advancement that they've seen has not been in the way of pharmaceuticals being the cure, nor has it been people going through chemo 100% being the cure. Unfortunately, it seems in most cases when somebody starts chemo, it just aggressively causes that virus and what's going on in their system to just spread and just attack. So, yes, cannabis, absolutely. Hmm. I mean, people in many forms. It's smoked, it's consumed, it's medibles. Mm, I'm so sorry, Bud Rich. Again, the other thing too, when certain things get to a certain point, at least it helps with the quality of life, and so they're not constantly suffering. Mm, mm. Now, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that she had a bad experience. Was it like, unfortunately, was it something that was, it was laced? There was something in it. Somebody added to it. I mean, huh? Sure. And I've seen a lot of people actually do that lipstick. Literally, instead of taking their pharmaceuticals, they'll give them to somebody else and then just get themselves an eighth, a quarter, or whatever that helps them. Go with what works, 100%. You know. Ooh. Yeah, again, I actually remember there was a time when like it was kind of going around. People were, lacing certain things. I mean, lacing weed with certain things, and yes, PCP being one of them. I mean, come on, P- you know, cannabis by itself is never going to do anything to anybody. Yeah, see, that's fantastic. I mean, you just then you keep doing what you're doing, obviously, because it's working. And here's to eventually being off of, if you can, being off of as much as you can, strictly due to cannabis. Sure. Right, right, absolutely, absolutely. That's why I was saying, people, yeah, people being able to replace one thing or two things, three things with cannabis. I love hearing those stories. I mean, it's understandable again that there's certain things that people have to. um, if I saw that, honestly, I would have been like, okay, are you okay? If you stood up, yeah, I would have just started laughing. Yeah, see, that's fantastic. When you can cut out pain meds like that, that's fantastic. It really is. Well, sure, we all do those things. Yeah, we all do those things where it's like, if somebody else did it, we'd be standing there laughing our asses off. So yeah. I mean, I often say if you can't have a good laugh at your own expense, there's a problem. You'd find yourself walking into trees, Asen. Running in the woods. Gotcha. Thank you for the clarification. No, I understand that. I absolutely understand that. And I've even said that to many people. It's not, I nor others try to claim it's some magic bullet that, as soon as we take a couple of hits or we smoke some concentrate, that, you know, the particular ailment or problems instantly go away. It brings them down to manageable levels. It makes us be able to basically, go through it, accept our normal daily lives. Well, no, I understand that, Scott. Absolutely. My wife used to do that with some individuals that we knew in the past. Yes, yes, it does restore functionality. My wife would do that with some individuals we knew in the past before I was in the program. She's learned to just know, see, learn to know and see certain things and signs, basically. And she would just get on the phone with somebody and just be like, "You need to come over here and smoke with him now." I mean, again, it is what it is. I have to laugh at myself when I would get that way. Exactly. I have to laugh at myself when I would get that way because yeah, it happened. You know. There you go. I would have one of my doctors. I've talked about this a couple of times. One of my doctors, like, if I was in the hospital, he would come in the room and he'd see, sure, for sure. He would see my stuff sitting on the counter or sitting over on the table, and me in the middle of one of my attacks, things going on. And what's going on, Eric? How are you, buddy? Thanks for joining us over there. Yeah, we got two Erics now on Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. Eric, Eric, two, Eric, everybody. But yeah, my doctor would literally come in, would see what was going on, and would literally grab my vape off of the counter or from my other stuff, and say to the nurses or whoever was in the room, he really does need this, and he would hand it to me, and I would take a couple of puffs. It brings it down. It absolutely does. Does it 100% go away? No. That's why I said it's not a silver bullet. It's not this magical thing with that I wish, you know, it would make it 100% stop, but it takes it from an 11 down to a 4, you know. Right, exactly. Exactly. I mean, quite frankly, I've said this, and some people understand it because they themselves suffer from stomach ailments. But literally, I have stomach issues from the time I wake up in the morning until the time I go to bed. Yes, yeah, good analogy. Absolutely, absolutely. So I literally deal with stuff 19 hours a day in some form or some variation of form. That's one of the reasons why I smoke the way I do. People see me sitting here constantly, consuming and smoking, and everybody's like, "Whoa, he can smoke, he can do this, he can do that," and it's like, well, yeah, I do it because it's fun, I enjoy it, I love getting high, but it's also, it's there's a reason behind it, you know. Oh yeah, this is why again I just talk to people, the ones that are willing to listen, and just be like, hey, this is what it does for me. This is how it helps others. You never know, could work for you too. It's literally not your mom and dad's weed. It's not the same type of stuff. It's not that dirt brick compressed, Mexican brickweed, which I actually knew individuals who had problems with that stuff because also with what they would treat it with to try and get it past the borders and past dogs. So, some individuals who had almost like an allergy type of deal with it in the past, it does not mean that you're going to have that problem with what's around now because it's not that stuff. It's nothing that's even similar. I mean, the fact that they were both called cannabis, I would say yes, but outside of that, there's no longer a distinction. There we go. Right, and I know a lot of people who do have the allergies, and they would have problems with certain strains and certain cannabises years ago. I'm talking like 25 years ago. So they would stop smoking and they would just think that, they would put it all together in one category and just think, well, cannabis didn't work for them. Hmm. Sure. Well, absolutely. For sure. Excuse me. I fixed that too. Excuse me. Yeah, that was a good hit. That was a good one. Again, there's a reason they call it head cracker. At least it's one of the names that fits that particular strain. I don't think it'd be disappointed, honestly. I like Girl Scout cookies, actually. I don't know. I kind of think that the name goes with that particular one. I could deal with that. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. I'm sorry about that lipstick. It's an indica. Hmm. Hmm. No, not at all. You're welcome. I just noticed your question in there. I've often joked and said, sometimes it's I have a hard time keeping up with certain messages now. Especially if it's only on my little iPad. Because of the way things scroll and disappear so quickly. Pretty soon, I'm going to need to bring somebody in who will just keep track of the chat and the questions. And this way, whenever anybody posts something up, they can repeat it to me. um, and well, yeah, kind of, but I don't know if it's necessarily like just a standard and part-time assistant. More so just somebody that will help out during the broadcasts. Because that's really what I need. Just got a new subscriber to the channel. Thank you, Bud Anonymous. Awesome name. And that I'm still like kind of staring at that statement there, Scott B. Aware of your balls. Um, I mean, I'm glad that you have them. It's I. No, I mean, I keep both screens side by side, so it really doesn't make it too hard to do it. Overall, it is typically easy for me to keep up with chats on both sides. It every once in a while, I'll get somebody on one side or the other being like, "Hey, how come I don't see the questions or I don't see the people that you're talking to?" And it's like, "Oh, well, you're over here in Facebook and they're over here in YouTube and but it's fun." Yeah. Again, pretty soon I'm going to have a nice permanent camera for doing these broadcasts, and I'm going to bring one of my boards up, and I'm going to set everything up so it's set up, you know, a little more professional than what I've been doing here. I mean, these are good, these work, but again, we do have issues, so I'm going to try to take care of that. I used to run these programs all the time without having issues like that. So, absolutely, absolutely. Mhm. Yeah. Bring up the mics for everybody. Bring up the headphones for everybody. Yeah, Houston, we have issues. Yeah. Uh, I mean, as I'm doing these more and more, I'm getting more individuals too who are asking about coming in as a guest. And, yeah, I've always been interested in doing that. I mean, again, people know that I put out the offer every once in a while, and this is what I tell individuals to watch out for. When you see a post from me that says compound concentrates and coffee, doors open, it's an open invite. People contact me at that time. It's like, yeah, come on over. You know, um, I had an individual come up to me. I was out, I was getting something to eat, and I had an individual walk up and they literally said to me, I can't wait till I get my turn on compounds, concentrates, and coffee. And I looked at him and I was like, oh, apparently a fan. Cool. Thanks for watching the show. So, yeah, definitely going to keep up with it. Going to, keep refining things, redefining things, restructuring things along the way. And hey, my wife always says, give the people what they want. Gotta love the woman, huh? Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I don't want to overdo it, but yeah, I keep asking people. I mean, I really appreciate if individuals would share my channel. If you're on social media, huh? If people could share on the social media my links when I'm doing these broadcasts, or even just the link to the YouTube channel in general, or to one of my either my website or my Facebook page, I really appreciate it. Help get the word out. Yeah, I am. I'm right. I'm like right there now. I'm so close to hitting that magical number in YouTube. you know, and I really think it's amazing. Like literally, I honestly feel like it's. I just started this the other day. And I'm still getting things rolling, and we're still figuring things out, and like it's really awesome. But it's like, wow, like literally, holy crap, I'm this close to 1,000 subscribers here. And I keep getting subscribers almost daily over in Facebook, which is really awesome as well. So that's why I don't forget them when I do these broadcasts. Excuse me. Thanks for the follow there, Bud Nice. How are you? Everybody, Bud Nice, Bud Nice, everybody. What is the good word? How we doing today? Thank you for joining us, Compounds, Concentrates, and Coffee. Broadcast on the grounds from the beautiful compound here. Can't complain, cannot complain. I always say, any day I wake up, open my eyes, and I can get out of bed, it's already the start of a great day. Wherever it goes from there is entirely up to this guy. Yeah. Yeah. See, there you go. It's all in perspective. It's all in perspective. Things could always be worse. Definitely need to hop on over there. Let's see. Excuse me. There we go. Hey, look at that. I'm your 109th subscriber. Awesome. Nice, nice. See, that is awesome. That's a great way to start the day, and it really does dictate how your day goes. I mean, I've had so many discussions with individuals before about growing, grow rights, and stuff like that, you know, and said, really, when you wake up in the morning and you take a first look at your ladies, that right there is going to really set the stage for how the day is going to go. Because if they're nice and they're thriving and they're happy and you see their leaves looking good and the stem is looking good and like oh no 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 it's totally true, 100% true. Like you see all the colors and everything is right. You know that all your shit's right. You got your pH right. You've got all your balances right. You're happy. Your day is going to start easier now. You're not going to be immediately, grumble at people. You know. See, there you go. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I mean, it's another thing that this state denies us as patients. I mean, really, who are they to deny us that right of growing? I don't have to ask for permission to walk into Lowe's and buy any of the plants that are there. Annuals, perennials, up to and including trees, apple trees, and other things. You know, I got it. Yeah, I can't wait. What? They can grab whatever they want. I can't have of these plants. Ugh. Ooh, nice. A couple of hawks flying over. What's going on, Adam? How are you? Thanks for joining us over there in Facebook land. Everybody, Adam, everybody. Yeah, exactly. Myself, I'm in the U.S. there, bud. Yeah, I'm actually in Connecticut. Yeah, no, yeah. As everybody knows me, I am the Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic. I'm a medical marijuana patient in the program of Connecticut. And ever since I got in the program, made my first purchase of a product back in 2014. I made my very first video trying that product out, showing people what it looked like and talking about it. And well, here we are today. We've just it spawned what it is. Oof, how many videos do I have today? Let me see something here if I can figure this out. Well, today's video will be number 630. So that's pretty cool. Congrats, guys. Thanks for being a part of it. It's literally a year ago that we were just doing my 500th video. I had some individuals over. We hung out. We tested a product, which turned out to be a shatter from AGL. It was really nice. We had I had a bunch of products in a bag. Buds, shatter, wax, crumble, other stuff like that. And somebody reached in, pulled out, and they pulled out the Shatter, and yeah, that was my number 500. So in 365 days, I've done 130 videos. So not too bad. Won't be stopping anytime soon, that's for sure. Thank you for the like there, James. I appreciate it. Speaking of things in the program, actually, something that's coming out that I'm definitely going to try. I'm very curious about CPS, Connecticut Pharmaceutical Solutions. Welcome back, James. Yeah, they've deleted a lot of different channels over the years since I've been on here. I mean, quite frankly, it seems like if somebody, I guess, runs amok of the YouTube's terms of service, or just basically does something they're not supposed to do. That YouTube just every once in a while picks somebody and says, well, we're going to make an example of this individual to show people, you really shouldn't be doing this stuff. It's at least the way I think that why they're doing it. I mean, really, I can't understand why they would when, some people are able to get away. Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, I've had this discussion with people, both on here and when I was doing just the Facebook broadcasts. It's like we always have to keep in mind, always got to keep in mind that, things that I do in these broadcasts, other people are getting arrested for in other states for doing the very same thing. It's just it is really weird, how things go, and it literally could happen to anybody at any time. Howdy, howdy. How do I pronounce your name? L. Carlisle? Is that correct? L. Okay. Thank you. Just making sure. Want to make sure. I always make sure to ask people. Awesome, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate the invites of a bunch of people. That's cool. I always try to ask people, Eli. Gotcha. See, that's why I try to ask, because My name is not easy to pronounce. Individuals who try to pronounce my last name, and most people do not get it wrong. So, Eli, gotcha. Like Book of Eli. I thank you for inviting a bunch of people again, E. That is cool. Hey, Maureen, how are you? Thanks for joining us over there in Facebook land. Nice to see you as always. Maureen, everybody, Maureen. For the ones who don't know, I do have I have simulcasts going, both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So, if you hear me talking to somebody or you hear me saying something and you're like, wait a minute, what's he talking about? That's not part of our conversation. We're not even talking about it. It's because there's something going on over in Facebook as well. Again, it's pretty simple to keep up. Usually I'm good. Usually I'm good with answering everybody and not missing something. Once in a while it happens. Yeah. Hey, everybody throughout a day does lies, such as an individual says to you, hey, how do I look in this? You say to them, yes, I am, as a matter of fact, on Instagram. If you look for Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic, you'll find me. Somebody says to you, hey, how does this make me look? You don't want to start an argument. You want to be nice. Most times we say, hey, you're looking good. I mean, quite frankly, everybody in certain instances, in certain cases such as that, does lie throughout a day. So, what's going on, Dark Star? How are you, man? Thanks for jumping me. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for jumping me. Wow. I hear you, Sid. I'm the same way. I'm just going to be straight up honest with people. And I don't do it. I'm not rude. I'm not trying to be belligerent. Awesome. I appreciate you jumping in, man. That's great. Everybody. Dark Star. Everybody. But, yeah. Well, I'm always joking around and saying places to go and people to do. So, I mean, it's just kind of the way my brain is geared. Well, I mean, again, I say this all the time and I emphasize it to certain individuals. It's not what you say, it's in how you say it. You can say to somebody and answer certain things without just being blunt, without being belligerent, without being crude or rude. Well, exactly. Again, I've known you for a long time, Sid, so I know the way you are. But yes, there's always a way to talk to individuals. Good afternoon, Rich. How are you? Thanks for jumping in today. For sure. There are literally ways that you could just verbally spar an individual, and for sure. Absolutely. Well, I mean, quite frankly, it really depends upon how open-minded an individual is, how an individual Ah. Coffee. Of course. Of course. And what is one person's idea or thought or way of thinking is not this individual, that individual's, or mine. So really, why be upset over someone's variance when literally you now have the opportunity of somebody to open your eyes and show you a different way? I don't see any issues with that whatsoever. I mean, people are what they are. It's whatever makes you comfortable. It's whoever you are is what is natural. It really, it's no one's purpose or ability or place in life to tell an individual, you can or can't or shouldn't or this or that. Unless, of course, you're in, certain lifestyles, like, the BDSM lifestyle, and then yeah, quite frankly, that's when, you get ordered around. I mean, uh, well, that's a narrow way of thinking, quite frankly, that, it kind of makes you go through life with blinders on. Exactly. Exactly. Do I want another cup of coffee? I think I want another cup of coffee. I kind of feel like it. Yeah, why not? uh, get on the stream. What stream? I hear stream. I think you stream. And if that is the case, I have one. I do these. I do these daily. If I'm not testing a product, for being the Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic and what I have available to me in the Connecticut Medical Marijuana Program, I do live broadcasts called Compounds, Concentrates, and Coffee. That's the name of this broadcast. I do these live streams all the time, and I have for a long time. Absolutely. Nice fresh coffee. Well, okay. I started as Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic in 2014. However, I was doing streams and live broadcasts with my other bands. I have stuff through Ustream. I have other accounts through YouTube. Ah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, yeah. Back with my bands, when we would be out on the road, we would live stream. We would do stuff. We had our website, private members area, and things like that. And, ah, I am no stranger to any of this. And again, thank you very much, Dark Star. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like the update to the app. Sweet. I'm still working on things, still doing other stuff, but I wanted to get that out there. I got it in there, and then literally the other day I did an update to the strain listing again. So I'm trying to keep it current. What up, E again? What's going on, buddy? It's funny. Facebook is it instead of showing me, it shows me people that join, But when I swipe it to see, oh no, they're here. People are just listening. When I swipe it to see certain things, it keeps just showing me a box with a +1. It shows me one viewer with a bunch of +1s. uh, Apparently, sometimes it just can't keep up. Sure, I can see that. Let's see. I'm not blocking the microphone, am I? Although, I mean, again, according to YouTube, stream status is good. Variable resolution streams are running. The health is good. We have been running. We haven't even been running for an hour and a half yet. Yet, I've had total view time of 6 hours. Nice. Thanks, guys. Oh, man, you always got to, again, you can't just expect one certain thing. I mean, there's variations in everything. All right, that's funny. I thought you were talking to me and saying it was on mine. I thought you were saying my stream was kind of glitchy with the audio, but that's cool. And yeah, I do that too sometimes. I use the voice option instead of sitting there typing out through my phone or through my iPad. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, that's what the function's for, right? Cool. Cool. Excuse me. Oh, sure. Sure. I mean, it is what it is. Well, I use an iPad for this stream, and I'm using an iPhone for the Facebook stream. No. No. I will be going back to a Moto Z Play. I do want to get another one of those. I miss that phone. Yeah. I did an unfortunate swim last summer with my Moto Z in my pocket, and I went jumping off a rock, not once but twice. And had to swim out to the thing and had to swim back. And yeah, I still have all of the mods. Yeah, I still have all the mods for this phone. But unfortunately, like I said, I jumped off the rock a couple times. I had to swim out there to get to it. I had to swim back from the rock. I was literally walking back with a friend of mine towards my car, and I just kind of went, oh no. And she went, what? And I stuck my hand in my pocket and I pulled out my phone. And we both looked at each other, and I gave it a squeeze, and water came out. And that you really shouldn't have that happen. Oh yeah. I brought it back. I did the whole rice thing. I tried all the stuff which has worked for previous phones in the past. Well, right, that's what I use currently. Is an iPhone 6 Plus. All right, you go do what you got to do. Thank you for jumping in. It's always talking. Always nice talking with you. You have a good day. Rice did not work this time in the least. Um, Before I was even able to get the phone into the rice, I had even taken a couple pictures of it. There was like around the charging port, the little dots on the back of those phones. It was turning white, and it was like pretty thick. You know, it was from all the salt. I'm sorry to hear that, Sven. But yeah, it was turning white, and it was building up from all the salt. You know, from the salt water. By the time I got back here to the compound, it had so much of this. It was just building up in spots all over the phone. Oh, it killed it. It absolutely killed it. I did, like I said, I put it in rice. I tried, did all the stuff that has worked with other phones in the past when it was just regular water, not salt water. After letting it sit with the rice and for hours and hours and hours overnight, I took it, I plugged it in. Yeah, do not eat packets. God. I plugged it in, I hit the power button, and the light came on for a split second. You guys are nuts. That's why I love you too. The light came on for a split second, and then it just died. And that was it. And that phone has never done anything since. So, yeah, I want to replace it. I mean, they've got the new Moto Z, the new versions, and all of those things. And, you know, seriously, I don't want any of those. I want the first gen Moto Z Play like I used to have. I would be so happy. And I promise I wouldn't go swimming with it this time. You know, that whole Tide Pod thing is just it. I really don't know what to say. Pancakes are excellent. Yes, pancakes are awesome. Tide Pod syrup. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, so I like pancakes, but again, yeah, no. I'll stick with a good old maple syrup. Thanks. I don't know why people are doing that Tide Pod challenge, and I don't. I know. I saw a photo of people, literally a couple of people. They had a pizza down and they had the Tide Pods on there. You could clearly tell these things had been baked. And yes, the kids were eating the pizza. Um, I just shared an article about a kid who was taken. Oh my goodness! I just shared an article about a kid who was taken out of his school via ambulance. You know, and I even said it's going to get to the point where we're going to see deaths. We've seen kids getting chemical burns, lips, tongue, mouth, inside of their mouth, their throat, esophagus. I mean, it's yes, yeah, it's like to say it's monumentally stupid really doesn't give it enough. Which is also, again, one of the reasons why, outside of sharing that video about this kid being taken out of the school in an ambulance because he was poisoned, I will not share or post any of the videos of these kids or these people eating these things. Right. Let alone the one kid who vaped one of them. I saw that video and I was not going to share that. I was not going to give them what they want. Yeah, that's just, oh my God. Like, wait a minute, seriously. I just watched it and I literally was like, did I just see this happen? Okay, for some reason, Facebook is asking me if I want to tag Scotty Gideon in this video. Does anybody else see anybody else in this video besides myself? I don't know why he's doing that. Oh, absolutely. Haven't we all done dumb things in our life? Not, not, like, hey, he almost poisoned himself. Oh boy, that's cool. I'm going to do that. Well, again, we've all done monumentally stupid things in our life. However, yeah, right. No, none of us do anything dumb. I don't understand the yeah. Um, you know, no, I'm not gonna. I just wow, eating a Tide Pod. You expect it out of a toddler. You expect it from a baby because they literally do not know what you have not taught them at the moment. Wow. You know? Mm. Hmm. I mean, okay, when I was younger, I ate acid, I took tabs of acid. I wasn't eating Tide Pods. you know? I ate mushrooms. Wasn't eating Tide Pods. Oh, heck yeah. I had fun. I absolutely had fun. Still, yeah, it doesn't equate to this stuff. Does not equate to this stuff whatsoever. I mean, come on. It's like, really, if you want to smoke, right? You want to smoke, get yourself a nice bud. Yeah, no, no. I mean, just I know, I know. What new challenge are they going to come up with next? I mean, if they're trying to see what they could do to come close to death without crossing over that line, go jump out of an airplane. Let's go skydiving. You know? Sure. Yeah, you want to be extreme? Let's go skydiving. You know? Let's go base jumping. I mean, come on. You want to feel that adrenaline rush? Yeah. Oh no, I wouldn't touch synthetic weed. No freaking way. I've seen too many instances of individuals having severe health issues. If not, you see individuals who have, gone into the hospital and, the alternative of that stuff, you're smoking incense when you're smoking that nasty synthetic weed. That's literally what it is. You know, I mean, it's like synthetic weed. The words synthetic weed make as much sense to me as military intelligence. Jumbo shrimp. You know what I mean? Like, what? Yeah, I know. Yeah, you know. I mean, things that other things that don't make sense. You know, it's like those jokes. Why are there locks on a 24-hour 7-Eleven? Yeah, yeah, exactly. 100% genuine imitation bad apples. You know, free sample for your peace of mind for only 9.95. Yeah. Let's see. What were some of the other jokes I've heard in regards to that stuff? Why do you park in a driveway and drive on a parkway? Um, there, yeah. Uh, Years ago, a lot of contests used to be worded on packages. You know, you could win certain things. No purchase necessary. Details inside. So, literally, individuals did get away with taking it to court, and it's not a joke. It's one of the reasons why things are worded differently now on contests in stores and you know for manufacturers because somebody was literally able to use the play in words to get away with something that they knew they shouldn't have been doing in the first place. Right. That's another thing. You know, that is one of those things that ranks right up there with it. No doubt. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, I lose my weed in a series of little fires. Right. Ooh, Star Killer. Nice. Good choice. Good choice. For sure. Excuse me. Ah, coffee. Star Killer? Yeah, that's a strain. Yeah, no, I don't have somebody on my stream here who wants to go out and kill people. Here, I'll give you a little rundown on the Star Killer. Star Killer, winner of Best Hybrid Flower at the 2016 Colorado Cannabis Cup, is a 70% indica dominant hybrid. It crosses Skywalker OG with Rare Dankness number 2. The dense purple buds offer a sweet lemon flavor and an aid in treating pain, insomnia, AIDS, PTSD, and gastrointestinal disorders. Medium to high yields can be achieved both indoors and outdoors, they say, with a flowering time of around 65 days on that particular strain. Sure. Oh yeah, no, I've always liked Star Killer, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, again, nice lineage. Skywalker OG and Rare Dankness number 2. Can't go wrong. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure. It's one of those I've honestly said to individuals, it really should be like on a list of staples, you know? Skywalker, that one actually, here, let's see. Skywalker is a well-rounded indica dominant hybrid that helps patients knock out pain and relax into sleep after a long day of battling the dark side. The sativa side of the strain allows for a nice head high as well, but it isn't overly hazy or unfocused. Skywalker was created by Amsterdam's Dutch passion seeds to combine the sweet, fruity aroma of blueberry, which you can't go wrong. I like anything blueberry, with the growing strengths of the hardy, high-yielding Mazar. We actually have that in our program too. Great for indoor growing. Skywalker plants will stay shorter and bushy, flowering in 8 to 9 weeks. They say if you're looking for a good California Skywalker that has OG genetics, check out Skywalker OG. We do need grow laws in this state, for sure. For sure, I agree. I mean, I've been trying to get grow rights in this state forever. Uh huh. Zesty type of OG and it's zesty one. I like zesty. Zesty's nice, sure. I like a nice even, across the board though. This is why I really try to keep sativas around for the mornings. Have them with my coffee. Have them with my stuff to kind of help, get rid of the fuzzies when I first wake up and get myself going throughout my day. Transition into hybrids, midday or in the afternoon, kind of nice, go along, do my thing, do what I got to do. And then go over more on the indica side towards the evenings, rolling into that nighttime. Although you got to think, for me, though, my night times go until 3:30 in the morning. My days are 19-hour days. So, exactly, that's why I try to maintain that. And if I find a certain nice indica that really does work well at night, I don't smoke that in the afternoons. I won't smoke it in the mornings. I'll leave it strictly for when I want to go to bed. You know, I mean, it's not to say that, of course, I won't throw in a little mix here or there and do a little variance. I mean, if you got it, that's what it's for. It's around. You know, cannabis is it's grown to be smoked. It's grown to enjoy. So, yeah. Oh, it's starting to get down there. It's getting that taste to it. Yeah, I don't like that taste towards the end of the bowl. Not at all. Thanks, James. You are awesome, man. Well, sativas can keep you up, absolutely. However, certain individuals with certain ailments, them smoking a sativa hits their system totally opposite than it does for, a good portion of us. It really, it hits somebody, some individuals with heavy PTSD, actually a sativa will help calm them down. It kind of, drops and helps that mellow mood to come in. It really does. And I've actually, explained that to some individuals. Honestly, I've explained it to some individuals, and really, if you go online, you can look it up. You can see there's a lot of people who talk about how it does help them in that regard. It really does. Some individuals when they have the anxiety, dude, you rock. Some people when they have the anxiety issue, when it really starts to the levels start to come up, they reach for a sativa because it really does. It almost caps that level from going higher, and then they can do what they know they need to do to maintain and handle, and then be able to subsequently bring it down. Now, also, keeping in mind, since we're talking about that anxiety side, one of the things a lot of people have around, they never realize it works. It's a very, very natural but instant chemical reaction. Unground peppercorns. If you are smoking, let's say you try a really good dab of certain concentrates, and you start getting that paranoid anxiety kind of, really not feeling good nervousness happening due to it because, it it drops your blood levels. That's what causes people, some people to pass out. When you start getting that feeling, literally take one or two unground peppercorns, put them in your mouth, bite down. Again, this is something that can be researched. You can read about it online, how many people it helps. They've tried it and just been like, wow, it is an instant natural chemical reaction. So, yes, go to cannabis when you have it. Oh, Banana OG is awesome. You know, right there with the blueberry I was talking about before. Okay, with the anxiety issue, honestly, try the unground peppercorn. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I mean, worst case, it doesn't work. And if you like pepper, anyways, oh, talking about the banana OG, I like the banana OG. It ranks right up there with stuff like blueberry to me. It's one of those I hear the name and it's just like, ooh, yeah, it's going to be nice. Yes, absolutely. Do try unground peppercorns. It really, really is, a godsend to a lot of individuals who use it, who do it. I literally know individuals who keep a little bottle. Yep. Yes. They keep a little bottle in their pocket, in their coat when they go out of unground peppercorns. And that anxiety starts to come up. It just takes 1 to 2 of them. Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back. And since a lot of individuals only use the unground peppercorns, yes, since they only use the unground peppercorns when they're eating, when they're putting it on food, of course, I've had ones tell me it's kind of a side effect that, when they've done that for anxiety, that within like 15, 20 minutes, they all of a sudden get this urge where they want to eat. Because they have the taste in their mouth from the pepper. Which, nothing wrong with that, But it really, truly does work. Yeah, it really, truly does work, Again, you give it a try. Make sure my dog does not knock over the water. I don't know if a hot pepper would work. I really, it's. Do they both have the same natural ingredients, the same enzymes, the same? Drop it. Puppies. Chewing on things. Yeah, hot peppers are great. Hot peppers unto themselves are awesome. Another thing I like hot peppers are the stuffed hot peppers. Prosciutto, ooh, yeah, it's really good. Good natural, munchy munch right there. Yes, yes. I mean, there you go. The cherry peppers are nice. Jalapeno peppers are good. All right, James. Again, dude, you rock. We'll talk to you again. I'm going to be doing a test tomorrow. No idea what it'll be. I'll figure that out later on tonight. I'll throw the stuff into a bag and shake, 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 and reach in and just grab whatever. Habaneros are awesome. I'll pull something out, and I always do or try to do the announcement through Facebook for the ones who don't know. I put them up before the night before on Facebook. It'll say tomorrow's test, Theraplants, for example, 130111. All right, man, peace. One more than one raw habanero? I don't know. Again, habaneros are nice. I mean, have you ever had the peanut oil, the hot ghost peppers? Yes. Have you ever had any of the hot peanut oil from Japanese restaurants? Or when you get Thai food, different things like that. Hello, my beautiful. Thanks for joining over there at Facebook Land. It's nice to see you. Okay, if you've had that hot peanut oil, then you know that how no, not the dry one. The hot peanut oil is the liquid one that literally has little bits. Yeah, the Carolina Reaper sauce. I've had that too. Um, I've seen people be brought. Drop it. I've seen people be brought to tears over that hot peanut oil. So, when they've tried other peppers, when I've tried other things, I've honestly been able to tell individuals, compared to this has a milder bite to it. Yes, I have had Scotch bonnets. They have a nice flavor to them, actually. Pepper X, huh? I think I've heard of that one. I thought I was kind of up on different peppers. Let's see. Pepper X is the temporary name for a capsaicin chili pepper bred by Ed Curry, creator of the Carolina Reaper. Pepper X resulted from the multiple crossbreedings which produced an exceptionally high content of capsaicin in the locules of the pepper. Ooh, Pepper X. And yeah, I'm looking at some photos of it, and that looks like a gnarly, nasty pepper. Like, wow. I have had the atomic horseradish, yes. Yep, Pepper X, huh? Okay, like I said, I hadn't heard of it yet. It doesn't matter. I mean, everybody eats hot stuff, man. Come on. Again, each individual thing, even if it's something that's hot, brings in its own variance of flavors and additives, adding to taste to certain things, which I like. You know, I mean, I love to cook, so it's nice to try out new experiences. Japanese food is awesome, for sure. Cannot go wrong. I have a few places locally and even somewhat locally that certain individuals swear by that they go to when, you know, they want a good sushi, you know. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Some of those steakhouses are just amazing. You know, it's like the experience when you go into them is just incredible. Very nice. Excuse me. So you know how to do a sushi, huh? I'll have to have you make me some sushi sometimes then. And there's the fun. Nice. Nice. Ah, for sure. No, that is my phone. I know there's quite a few of us who actually have the very same ringer going. Thanks. Sure. Again, I love experiencing all types of food. They listened to the message and then they hung up. Some people don't even get all the way through my message. They start to listen to it, and they hear, "Hello, thank you for calling. You have reached the Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic," and it's like, click. Yep. A lot of times it literally is, "Hello, you have reached the Connecticut Medical Marijuana." Click. Oh, absolutely. One really must experience all of what's out there. What's going on, Joe Rogan? How are you? Thanks for joining us today. Everybody, Joe, everybody. I hope all is well going for my beautiful over there, and that you're not, tripping and, falling on those pesky nothings. Well, that's another reason. I mean, if it comes up with an individual's name, I know, sure, I'll answer it. If it has just a name in particular, and it's not, gibberish, Like we have businesses that call where literally they block out so you can't tell what it is on the caller ID. Literally, we've had one's call where it just says "oh," and then it's numbers. And the wife and I always joke, it's like, "Oh, it's you." But of course, no, we don't answer those. You know, there's that scam we were talking about one day on here. They call. If you answer the phone, and they'll ask you a random thing, or they'll have it to where you respond with the word yes. And when that electronic recording hears that word, it's a trigger. It just puts you on lists, mailing lists, calling lists, phone lists, all sorts of things. So you always have to watch that. And it's again another reason why I have to screen calls. You know, it is. It's messed up the way that some of these telemarketers and some of these scammers can work it. You know, I mean, also quite frankly, you know, my cell number is in my app, which is available all around the world. I get individuals who call at any given time. You know, usually they leave messages because they have a question, they have something they want to say, or you know, something they want to try and figure out. There's and I'll go through the messages the best I can and eventually get back to people. It's either answer them through text, answer them through email. Every once in a while, when I get a random phone number like that, and it's somebody that was registered through my app, I answer the phone and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Connecticut Medical Marijuana Clinic. What's going on today? There's silence on the phone. And then I hear a voice go, I didn't expect you to answer, man. That shit's always funny. It's like, well, you registered with my app. You're in it. That's how you're calling me. Yeah. You know, it's like, I know this is how you're calling me. So, yeah, why wouldn't I? You know I'm real. You watch my videos. Like, really? Yeah, right. Uh, yeah, well, how about the fact that they came out and said that they're going to come under a unified flag for the Olympics? All right, that's like a huge like milestone type of like agreement. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's apparently the way it is. This is why they are coming out as a unified team, I guess is the way that they're calling it, and it's under a common flag. It's not North Korean's flag. It's not South Korean's flag. They're not flying each individual's colors. They agreed upon and have made these particular colors for the event for the Olympics. I mean, again, I mean seriously, that those two can do that. That should say and show a lot to individuals. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's fantastic. And, you know, just speaking of the Olympics in general, I mean, it's so great. Like, literally, I can recall going back and like, in my head, I remember sitting on the floor and watching the Olympics in 1976. You know, I mean, like, it's so weird, like, just watching and seeing, seeing the changes and things that weren't events, that aren't events, that are going on, the way they're happening, who is boycotted over the years, who has, refused to come to the Olympics and showed up at the Olympics. Like, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And to really think, where it all came from. Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, it is a sport. That's some hard work. Like you have to seriously put in a lot of time and effort to be able to do what they do on a board. I mean, shit. I always rode a board. You know, I always rode a board when I was a kid, and thought I was king shit when I could do kick flips, when I could jump over stuff, when I could ride wheelies. Watching what they do now, holy crap! Like doing it, riding a pipe, no problem. Let's go. There's certain tricks I'm not going to try. I mean, I just know my abilities. you know. Um, Put me on a snowboard. All right, yeah, sure. I'll do some flips. I'll do some other stuff. No problem. I'll have fun with it. But again, what certain individuals do does show hardcore ability, does show hardcore time and effort being put in to be able to finally achieve it. So, yeah, the fact that they're in the Olympics, man, that's freaking awesome. That really is awesome. You know? Seriously. And if you also think about, again, from the way boards and things were when we were kids to what they use now, fucking hey, man. Shit. I mean, I didn't have to use them, but I still remember seeing metal skates with skate keys, you know? And then having like my first pair of sneaker skates or my first pair of black boot skates and subsequent boot skates, many boot skates over the years. I still have a pair of boot skates right now, black ones, standard skates. I love to roller skate. Lived on skating rinks as a kid. Had a blast with it, but again, never did the stuff that people are doing nowadays. Um, my biggest achievement, jumping over a Volkswagen. That was really cool. Doing 12-hour skates for leukemia and, muscular dystrophy and raising money, doing 24-hour skates, stuff like that, being sponsored. That was fun. Sure. Going out and raising money for people. But again, I was not doing any of the shit that they're doing today. You know? Thank you, thank you. I mean, come on, it's the least you can do. It's nice. It makes me feel good to help out. It always has. You know? Freaking the X Games, man. I mean, it is its own entity now, and it should be. You know? Dude, you know what? I mean, seriously, it was freaking awesome. Absolutely awesome to be able to do couple skates, to be able to do all the slow skates, to be able to, have fun and see all the different girls and people going around the rink. And like literally, as a kid, sitting back in the corner, looking out, watching people skate around in skate world, eyeing who I was going to go after and who I'm going to ask for the next couple skate. you know, or being out in the center of the ring, being some of the nuts that were doing, some like for what we were known for at the time, jumps, doing things over people. I mean, oh yeah, I mean it was a fucking blast. And of course, every once in a while, we'd get out of hand. We'd be jumping multiple people in the rink, or they felt that oh, somebody's going to get hurt, and they're going to get in trouble. So you got to leave for tonight. You can come back next week, but you can't be doing the stuff you're doing. We'd protest. Sometimes they'd be cool about it. Yeah, sometimes they'd be cool about it, and they'd let us stay. Woohoo! We'd go skating away thinking we were hot shit. Other times they're like, no, come on. You guys know what you were doing. You've been here long enough. You know the rules. We don't want anybody getting hurt. So they literally they'd send us home for the night. Oh man, I'd be so fucking bummed. I'd be like Wow. All right. Got to leave there. Well, since it was Skate World up in Orange, down the road, hanging out at that time, it was you'd hang out at what everybody called Paradise. And, we'd have the bonfires in the woods. I was literally Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, I would skate. I literally lived on skates at one time. So, definitely. I enjoy it. Again, I still enjoy it now. I could literally right now walk over and it would just take me like a minute to get my hands a hold of my pair of black boot skates to come over here and be like, say. And good afternoon. Thanks for joining us today. Sandra. Everybody. Sandra. Everybody. Oh, yeah. No, I still, literally, after a long break of not skating, I saw this thing that was here in Facebook for a Skate World reunion. And I'm like, I am all about that. I had my skates all these years. I hadn't been on my skates in a long time, but I had my skates all these years. I literally put my skates on and still had the mentality in my head. And even said to the wife and other people, I'm like, this is going to go one of two ways. It's going to work the way I think it's going to work in my head, and I'm literally going to stand up. I'm going to push off of my toe stoppers, and I'm just going to skate around really quick. And I'm going to stop, and I'm going to sit back down to know I still got it. Or I'm going to push off a toe stopper, and I'm going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm going to fall on my ass, at which point myself and everybody else is going to get a great fucking laugh. Exactly. Well, it literally went the way I planned because, one, how much time I spent on skates, and two, I didn't come into it apprehensive, even though it had been years since I had been on the skates. Exactly. And maintaining that mentality really does help. It really does. I mean, it was one of the things that I did too when I first put on a set of inlines. I want to try these things out. I mean, heck, at the time I bought inlines for people for Christmas and birthdays, and got them nice ones, got them good ones, and I got to try this. I got to see what it's about. I literally did the same thing with those that I did with roller skates. Oh, yeah. No, the building over in Orange has long since gone through its transformations from Skate World into its current, watching one of my dogs, into what, its current use. Its current industrial use. And, oh yeah, absolutely, that's cool. I've always said, quite frankly, age is nothing but a number. It really is. If you want to try something, if you want to do something, if you want to go out, if you want to go ahead, that's it. I mean, it's your life. Enjoy it. Do things. Drop it. Excuse me 1 second. Yeah, come here. Come here, buddy. What you got? What you got? Do I see anything in that mouth? What you got? What you got? You got anything in that mouth? I don't want you chewing on things. Mwah, thank you for the kisses. Yes. Thank you for the kisses. You know I don't... that was your head against the table. Yes. Mwah, I love you too. Yes, he's my boy. Well, numbers are like some of the things I read when I'm doing my cannabis reviews, I love amusement parks. Are you kidding me? I've always loved roller coasters and other things like that. Years ago, I did the Great American Scream Machine over there so many times in New Jersey that they literally made me take a break on the ride. They wouldn't let me ride it anymore. They said I had to come back an hour later. So I went from the Great American Scream Machine over to the Shockwave, which was at the time the first stand-up coaster that they had. Oh yeah, no, it's long since been changed around. They have a different coaster. It's not the Scream Machine anymore, and it's not the Shockwave. No, hey, yeah. I mean, heck, let's see. I can remember little coasters as a kid going on the Wild Mouse. Um, yep, nice. Yeah, yeah, doing the Wild Mouse. As a little kid, that was awesome. Yep. Uh, Going on the Black Widow when it was back when it was actually Riverside. The Black Widow, you'd start, it would go down, go up through the loop, go down, go up, stop, go backwards, down, go up through the loop, go down, go up, stop, and allow you to get off. Those were fun. The very front seat or the very last seat were the best ones on the Black Widow. 100%. Oh, yes. Yeah, Six Flags Great Adventure. Nice. Born in Agawam, huh? I honestly would love having a park that like really close to me like that. Sure. Nice. King Kai was a fucking sweet coaster for sure. Are you talking about the one that runs really fast? It brings you up, goes over like this, goes down, and then brings you on the track? Or are we talking one of the full size coasters that one of the high loops and high bank turns is a couple hundred feet? Nice. I have been on some of the high ones. I haven't been on like anything recent. Like this last summer, I actually never got out to any of the amusement parks. We normally try to hit the park at least once every year. See, Universal. Okay, been there many, many times when I've gone to Florida and, of course, visited with people. Unfortunately, there were certain rides they have. Yes, they have the chairs, and every time we went, I would always buy the pass that would get you through. You wouldn't be standing in the cavalcade with everybody. Having to wait sometimes 45 an hour or an hour. Yes, the passes are fucking awesome. It's so worth every bit of money. Anytime I always had to wait in those things, those lines, before knowing about the passes, I always did it. I would get in there and I would start mooing. I had to move something at my feet. I would start making moo sounds. And I'm like, anybody else feel like we're just moving along? Oh yeah, no, go during the week. Go midweek and you can usually get right through just about any park. Absolutely. But again, yeah, sure. But again, if you want to go on a weekend, you want to have some fun, even when it's packed, you get them passes. Really? No kidding. I actually never had the pleasure of riding Space Mountain. That's one I never did. Sorry to hear about the experience. Yeah, again, the Jersey Park is one of the places that we usually try to hit at least once to twice, you know, each year, each season. Another thing we go to is lake compounds, of course. Excuse me. I haven't been to Universal in quite a few years. Excuse me. One of the things I loved about Universal was going there during October time for Halloween, and they would do, the Halloween happenings, I believe it was, and like really put on a major show because it's Universal Studios. And just, I mean, you'd be walking around and you'd watch individuals just get absolutely petrified and scared at watching some of the best Hollywood, horror people there are, creatures there are coming at them. you know, and I mean, at night they get away and can just do so much with the ambiance and all this stuff, and it just builds up, and it's so great. But I still have videos and stuff that I pull out, and I watch the clips from when I went. And it's great time, great time. At Universal Studios in Florida. Yes, you can go there. Yep, yep, go there for Halloween, and they do things up. It's really awesome. But again, what would you expect? Sure. What would you expect out of a movie studio place like that? That's backed by, I mean, the best effects money can buy. Yes, I am. Uh huh. Oh yeah. Been with her and known her since we met each other in high school. Yeah. I met her in junior year. It was her junior year of high school. Yeah. Awesome. Nice. Yeah, I feel, again, anybody should go like that. Absolutely, yeah. I actually wasn't even in high school. We didn't go to the same high school together. I was, a foreign high school person. As she put it, I was a snob back then. And yeah, she was West Haven High, so no coasters. Got it. Again, I just do. I love coasters. It's fun. It's part of the whole experience. That adrenaline, that rush, that thrill. You know. I mean, heck, I can remember going on coasters again as a kid with my mom, and then finding out later on, years later, that quite honestly, she didn't enjoy them, 100% like I did, but she did it because she wanted all of us to experience them at least once or twice, and again, make up our own minds. So I always thought it was great. Yeah. Well, no, I'm sorry to hear anybody passing out like that. You know. All right, Bud Rich, you have yourself a good one. Thanks for jumping in. Absolutely, it's good chatting as always. I will see you tomorrow when I do a test. Nice. I think I remember that one. Yes, I think I remember that one. Now today was actually not a test day. I was out running around doing things I had to do first thing in the morning. That's one of the reasons why this broadcast didn't start until later on in the day than what it normally does. However, part of my running around was stopping at my dispensary, and I do have a bunch of things that I will be doing. I have a bunch of shatters that are upcoming. I do have a live resin upcoming. I have Bud upcoming. I have a few other things. One of the rides I like that spins, and yes, that spins that a lot of parks really don't have anymore is it was called the rotor. The big thing, you would go inside it. It would go around really, really fast. It would pin you up against the wall, and then the floor would drop. And in the original ones, the floor would go down like 6 feet, 8 feet. Yes, exactly. I was one of the people who, when that ride was going on, man, I love to do this, and I love to mess around with individuals who were kind of freaked and paranoid. Oh, absolutely. I wrote it all the time. Well, see, what I was one of the individuals that I wouldn't stay still. If you recall, as long as you kept your arms down a certain way and you kept your feet a certain way, as it started to gain momentum, if you lifted your feet up, if you pulled your legs up so you were kind of bent kneed, once that ride was at its full speed, yes, I moved around all the time. I was one of those individuals. I literally would go above some people if they were friends of mine. So this way, I wouldn't do it to strangers. I didn't want to freak anybody out. But I literally would go up and above them and be sideways and just be like, hey, how you doing down there? I would go sideways. Yep, I would go sideways and literally go upside down. So my head was down and my feet were up. And again, be messing with individuals. And yes, the people who were operating the rides did not like it at all. Not at all. And you'd always hear the sound. If you listened, if you paid attention, you would hear the click as that ride would start to go into its final stages where it was going to start slowing down. When you heard that click, when you heard that sound, you move yourself around and get yourself back in position. So this way, as the floor's coming up, you just boop, slide right down like everybody else, and you were good to go. Oh, yeah. Another thing I used to get away with doing way back when, which now there's absolutely no way you could do it. I really do think they would just stop the ride instantaneously. And the only reason I did it is because I worked for the carnival at the time. I was a carny, was going on the swings. And as the swings were going around, you would start out sitting in one set, being maybe on the outside or the middle of the row of seats. When that ride stopped, I would be sitting in a different row, or I would be sitting in a different seat. I literally would get up and move around and go from seat to seat while it was spinning. Yeah, my bosses hated that because I would get the kind of talking to in front of certain individuals. It would depend upon who was there at the time. They would literally say to me, you're not setting a good example for these children. Now, if there wasn't any children around, if it was literally only adults on the ride, they never stopped it. I never got spoken to. It was fun. Again, it's the things that we did when we were younger, you know? Wow, dog. Absolutely. The carnivals, the rides. That's what it's for. You got to enjoy them. You all right over there, buddy? Awesome. Awesome. He was. He was. And you can't help but hear that sound between the ears and the jowls, on the cane corsos. I mean, it just slaps. But when you get some really good shake going on, especially when you're giving them a bath, oh boy, you better stand back or you're getting soaked. Oh yeah. That's so funny. Leon. What is Leon? Who is Leon? Do you have a cane corso also? Or what some of the other ones with big jowls? St. Bernards are also famous for that. They're especially cute as puppies when they have the really big heads and they have the really big paws and the really small bodies. They go to move and they try to run, and sometimes if they turn too quick, they literally flop over because their own momentum takes them sideways. Oh wow! I just looked up that dog breed. That's a beautiful dog. That's a big dog. That's nice. See, to me, dogs like that are just you want to walk up and you want to just love them, hug them, give like grab them by their jowls, give them kisses and things. I don't see dogs like that as frightening or scary or like no no. Those are so that looks like an awesome animal. It really does. And again, I can only imagine trying to give that thing a bath. What would happen, especially if you have a small bathroom? The shake off from that has to be amazing. I mean, seriously. Oh, okay. No bath in the house. See, we do. We still give baths to all of our dogs. I mean, the pugs, small, nice and easy. Give them baths in the kitchen sink. I wouldn't think he would fit in a standard tub. I honestly wouldn't. Yeah, yeah. I mean, just putting these guys, either the cane corso or our German Shepherd over here into the tub. I mean, they're big animals, sure. I mean, something like that actually in the summertime, be out in the yard with the hose, sure, give them a bath there. Right, that's what I was saying. Sure, being that big, you wouldn't be able to maneuver the dog. The dog itself would not be able to move. Yeah. I mean, again, it's that really is an adorable dog that you have there. you know, you gotta love it when the dog's like honestly, the dog's head is bigger than a human's head. Like you're just like, wow. Oh, I bet. I bet. He could be like that. That would be the type I would see. Okay, you got like a couple few feet of snow out there. You make yourself a snowball, and you get the dog's attention, and when you throw the snowball, the dog like jumps and leaps after it and would probably pounce into the snow, trying to find that snowball, like having fun, like they're a little bitty puppy, even in a body that great big, I bet. I'm sure. Wow. Yeah. Sure. That would be a dog. I would love to have a sidecar on one of my motorcycles. Get the dog some a nice set of goggles and a scarf, and have the dog ride in the sidecar. Like you would, the amount of attention, pictures, and video would just be amazing. Out of the sunroof. That's nice. That's classic. That is absolutely classic. Again, just looking at the pictures of that breed, that is just a very beautiful, gorgeous dog. That really is. Nice. Nice. Sure, especially with that head sticking out of a sunroof. That's an interesting greeting. It looks it. It absolutely looks it. Like I said, I can only imagine it basically be grabbing it like this. Like putting your hands on the side of the head would have to be out here. Like, just this massive, like, again, to me, it's just, you want to grab them and you want to mush them and you just want to kiss them because they're so big and they're so lovable. Myself personally, I've been around dogs my entire life. When I was a baby, I was watched in a crib by a German Shepherd. I'm 48. I have a German Shepherd, along with my other pack. So, yeah, animals are great. Oh, I would love to. I would love to, for sure. Mm, sure. And again, having animals around each other that other individuals swore they couldn't be together. They wouldn't get along. It would never work. Oh, big dogs and little dogs like that. They're just natural antagonists of each other. And it's like, well, no, really. That depends on the individual that has the dog. You know, like literally, I have photos of sleeping in the same dog bed, curled up, right against. Very nice, very nice. One of the parents of Brutus here, my German Shepherd, is actually uh, a police dog. One was a police dog, and the other parent was a show dog. So very high bloodlines and breed on him. If it wasn't for what happened to his one leg, he actually would have been a police dog himself. Mm, absolutely. Yes, and very nice looking dogs, beautiful lines. We have photographs of the parents and everything. Oh yeah. Sure. Sure. The day that each one of my children came into our home for the first time in the car, or in the car seat, in the car carrier coming home from the hospital, I would introduce them to whatever animal or animals that we had in the house at the time. And at the time, I had a Rottweiler and I had other larger breed dogs as well. They, I mean, just immediately they knew they took these children on as their pack and were just so, nice and guarding of our home, of our kids. I mean, you know, certain individuals could come in the house that were friends of ours that we knew for a long time because they would be able to pick up on that we would allow them to. Other individuals, it did not work. We would have to lock the Rottweiler up. Nice. Yes. Yes, we would have to lock the Rottweiler up in her own room. It was the pantry in our old kitchen. And she was such a smart dog that she taught herself how to open doors, turning handles, not only pushing a door open, but even being able to turn and pull a door. So her room, we had to take the door handle off of the door. Oh yes, we took the door handle off the door, so when the dog was put in there, the dog could not get out. Oh yes. And I always trust my animals. Always trust my animals. If my animal doesn't like you the first time that it meets you, I'm going to be more leery. How are you? Thanks for joining us, Mike. I'm the Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic. Thanks for joining my stream today. Everybody, Mike, everybody. We discuss any and all things during our cannabis concentration coffee here. Yeah. Nice. I actually have some live rosin for one of my upcoming tests. Well, Sandra's here. Sin's here, but she's most likely just doing other things. She has a business, so a lot of times she fills orders and kind of has this on in the background listening. Try vaping some strains? Sure. Sure. But honestly, you have to be careful because certain strains, and some individuals don't realize this. Depending upon the strain, the type, and what it is, they can, in fact, cancel each other out in the effects and what you're going to feel and what it's going to do. Excuse me. I have known Sin, yes, for a long, long time. For goodness, going back to when I was in touring bands. No, she's not creeping, not at all. She's actually, if you notice, yeah, she even said, yeah, I'm working. And if you notice next to her name, she has a little wrench. Yeah, she's one of my moderators, so nah, it's not creeping. Man, that was so tasty. I'm going to do another dab of that. Oh, I take all jokes. Are you kidding? I even said before, if you can't laugh at yourself, there's a problem. This is Headcracker, actually. Yeah. I just did a nice test on it, on this particular strain, like a week ago. double check, make sure I'm not misinforming here. Yes, January 13th, I did a test on this particular strain, AGL Indicol E Crumble, which was head cracker. It's Trey Dog crossed with Trey OG. Very, very nice combination. Then again, with that lineage, I mean, it really couldn't be anything else but a nice combination. Yeah. All right, done with your doctor. Oh, there you go. Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a long time. My great granddaughter. Wow. um. I'm not sure really which one of us kind of should have been insulted on that one worse, myself or Sid. And Mike, as far yeah, no, I know. That's why I'm laughing too. That's why I'm laughing. Believe me. uh. But as far as the top three goes, I am actually putting together a list. People have been asking me for years, like, what my favorite is. What are my favorites in certain things, in certain categories. And for the longest time, as people know, I wouldn't say it. However, I do actually have, I just had to locate it, I have a lot of stuff. I do actually have something I am compiling, which is a top three. Now, it's top three in shatters, top three in hybrids for overall, top three in indicas overall, top three in sativas overall, top threes in wax, top threes in crumbles. Well, right. It's personal preference. Absolutely. And it's one of the reasons why when I do my videos, I always end my videos with telling people, you know what, give it a try and see what you think. You know? I'm almost done with the list. Now, see, to me, Blue Dream, that honestly, it's a great one. It's one of those ones. It's like a staple. You know, you kind of want to have it around if you can. You know, you can't go wrong with it unless whoever's growing it just doesn't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Um, well, yeah, there's actually a couple different types of variants of Blue Dream in this program too, which is one of the things that's kind of nice for some. Hmm. Hmm. Sure. Sure. I've had some stuff that, that came with low numbers, you really didn't think was going to be anything spectacular or anything to write home about, that literally gave me couch lock. I've had other stuff that, when you did research it, and you saw what other people were saying about the product, you were like, ooh, this is really going to be good. And yet hadn't it be like, is this it? You know? Like, that's another reason why I like trying all different things. Because again, what works for you, works for him, works for her, doesn't necessarily or isn't necessarily going to work the same way for me, him, or that one. You know? Or people find out a combination of trying this thing with this thing does in fact work. And then find out that a combination of this one and that one doesn't work. Yep. Wow, we're going on a 3-hour broadcast today. Yeah, Ting Dong, that's the TV in the background. For sure. For sure. Because eventually you will come upon something that works, a particular way. That's why I was even saying, when you find a certain sativa, only smoke that stuff in the morning time. When you find a particular hybrid, only do that during the day. What's going on, Ed? How are you? Thanks for joining us over there in Facebook land. Nice to see you. Everybody. Ed, everybody. Yeah. There are different things coming out and new strains coming out and other stuff that has been tried. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. So in some cases it is, easier said than done. Yes. Sure. Sure, those are also good, hearty, healthy, strains. I mean, yeah, again, I have a bunch of stuff that I'm waiting to try. That's going to be starting upcoming tests. Tomorrow I'll be doing one. The four different shatters, a live rosin. There's some buds. And there's a couple others in there. Definitely be doing a shatter for Saturday. Nice, nice. Oh yeah, I have a nice E nail, nice D nail. Um, what are you using? Uh-oh. I just got a low battery warning on this mini iPad here that's broadcasting my YouTube. So let me try and plug this thing in and see if it'll. Ah, Dr. Dabber one. Okay, yeah, Dr. Dabber's a nice. That over there for a minute. See if I can get this plugged in over here. Yeah, the first time I saw Dr. Dabber, I'll be honest, I wasn't. I really didn't think it was going to work as well as it did. So I was impressed, I must say. And then they've come out with a lot of different add-ons, and yes, yes, I was very impressed with that. It was a nice vape. It was a nice flavor for sure. I'll quit smoking cannabis, quit smoking cigarettes. Um, I myself quit smoking cigarettes back in 2011, using cannabis to help me do that. Haven't gone back. We were talking about that earlier. I mean, hey, your team's your team. Yeah, I don't like seeing the what seems to be the obvious favoritism, but yeah, hopefully, hopefully the Eagles are gonna come in. Yes, hopefully the Eagles are gonna come in the way they did yesterday and just dominate that game from the get go. Just get points up on the board. Really, just you know, straight on play smash mouth football. Do not give them a chance to do the things they do. They can do it. They have the ability, especially with the way they played the other day. I mean, quite frankly, no one saw that game coming the way it did. I figured the Eagles were going to win. I did not see, such a huge deficit. I mean, well, they can. But here's the thing: when most teams do play dirty or try to play dirty, they get called on their dirty. You know, um, the Pats kind of get away with certain things and have calls overturned that become very questionable. My opinion. You know, but mhm. Yeah, no, there's certain things that are part and parcel. This is what we were talking about before. There's certain things that are part and parcel with playing football. You really do honestly and truthfully expect it. There's certain things that should not be allowed because it's no longer in the true spirit or the sport of playing the game. That giving people a pat on the back and all this stuff has been going on since fuck Romans and the Greeks started, sports and the original Olympics. Um, yeah, yeah, right. Um, one of the things that a conversation I was privy to and I actually was part of. Wow, loud muffler that I was part of and kind of agreed upon was the fact that injuries seem to plague certain teams at certain times of the year, more so, or especially when they get into, certain games or they get up to certain points where it's like all of a suddenly, well, oh, this one, there's a question on what's going on and if this person's injured or what's happening. Like, because really, it also affects other aspects of sports, which everybody knows, the whole betting part of the industry. So, if people think one part doesn't have to do with the other, they're sorely but sadly mistaken. And if they, yes, yes, yeah, certain ones do. I mean, it happens again. I mean, shit. Back in the 70s, some of the players were obviously able to get away with more shit than they do now. There was certain players who were known for coming out with that cast on their arm and using that thing as a clothesline fucking tool. Boom. Laying individuals out. And it was amazing because they had this cast on for a long damn time, and in some cases it'd be like years. Yeah. Sure. Early days of the sport, though, again, certain things weren't questioned back in those days. I mean, back like, again, going to baseball, when they would, grease the ball to cause it to come off a bat differently. Way back when, if they were caught doing that, they would pick up the ball, they'd make them wipe the ball off, clean it, or in some cases, just change it out and, all right, continue the game. Yeah, now, no. No, you can't get away with that. Or some people who, yeah, or some people, who they know years ago were getting major, major amounts of home runs. And then they found out that they were corking, their bats were corked. I mean, unfortunately, in any and every aspect, no matter if it's sports to automotive or otherwise, if there's people doing it, there's always going to be somebody who's going to try and figure out a way to fucking cheat it. Do what you got to do. Mine actually, like I said, battery died before, so the battery was dying before, so I'm hoping this is going to work. If not, this stream's just going to abruptly die. There's never easiest way to get your own house. Work really hard. Establish credit. Pay all the bills. eventually apply for a loan, go for a home loan, get your house. I've been out on my own since I was 13. There's really no, uh, magic way of doing anything like that. I mean, yeah. Buy one or rent one. If you rent one, you're spending all that money. And, well, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you rent one, you're spending all that money and giving it to somebody else. You know, Huh. you know, you need to work hard. Home ownership yeah, home ownership's not a, it's it. uh, Gotta love things on in the background. Alrighty. I'm gonna pack one more bowl, smoke it with you guys, and then I'm gonna be heading out of here. It's been awesome hanging out for over the last 3 hours. Um, sure. I mean, that's what you want. Yeah, you do what you got to do to make it happen. Well, again, nothing comes easy, and really, who wants anything easy in life? Unless you work for it, unless you do things to get it and earn it, it's really not fun. At least not in my opinion. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Nice. Vermont governor signs marijuana legalization into law. Another state legalized. Fantastic. Fantastic. At 2:05 p.m., it was posted up by Forbes.com. Vermont is officially the ninth state to legalize marijuana and the first to end cannabis prohibition through an act of lawmakers. Excuse me. All right. Kills that bowl. Exactly. Exactly. All right. I enjoyed that bowl. So the cannabis has been good. I've been having to concentrate with you guys. The head cracker. Awesome, awesome. If you're in the program, I highly recommend it. Enjoyed a cup of cups coffee with you guys. As always, nothing beats a nice, fresh, ground cup of coffee. Boom. Right then and there. Goes into goes into the machine, comes out, goes into pressure, has its beautiful cup and nice color. Drink it black. No cream, no sugar, no nothing. Enjoy. And the conversation's been great. Met a lot of new people today. Had people jumping on the stream. Gotten some new subscribers. So it's been fun. I will see everyone tomorrow when I do my test. So until then, peace, Facebook land. So long, YouTube. Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic here. So long. See you, Sid.